What's up, everyone out there? It's Buddy and the Araña Boys coming to you from the Araña Loft. And boy, we got good news, guys. We got good news, guys. Guess what? You guys are officially Team Araña Boys. That's right, guys. We just got back from the combine meeting and we got approved to fly a second team. So you guys are gonna actually get a chance to race, which this is awesome. Now, I'm gonna be fully transparent. I was gonna be okay. We were thinking about just soapboxing this team. That's all we were gonna do. We were gonna soapbox this team, and then my boys, my sons, were gonna come over and pick out some of their favorites, name some of their favorites, and we were just gonna do it like that, you know, because we were cool like that. Because I mean, if I'm racing, I want to win and everything the fair way, or I want to compete and do well the fair way, or I want to compete and get my butt kicked the fair way. And the thing about a double loft is my dad's gonna send 20 birds and I'm gonna send 20 birds, and that's 40 pigeons coming to the same area. Which, you know, I mean, some people could look at it as an unfair advantage, and you know, I'm not looking at that like that, because we got a bunch of other people that are in the area that are pretty close. So I don't really look at that as an unfair advantage or anything, because we're gonna have more birds. I honestly, my main focus was I have a lot of different bloodlines. As you can see, they're already starting to go out on the landing board. That's awesome. But I got a lot of different bloodlines here, and like my dad brought in so many new cocks and hens that I need to test them. I want to know if they're good. I got to find out if they race, you know. They can look pretty and they can have a pretty pedigree, but pretty pedigree and looking pretty doesn't fly, you know. They got to prove it. And now that we can race this second team, there's a lot of the late stuff that Dad brought in that we're going to race out of this loft. Like some of the late stuff that he brought in. Like we got Picassos in here. We got Kittles in here. We got some Wolverines in here. Man, there are so many different things that he brought in that if we would have had the soapbox, you know. But this year in Youngbirds are not soapboxing, so we had to race the second team. And a lot of people get upset because of the 40 birds coming to one area, thinking that it might be an unfair advantage. But, you know, I just stepped up and I told them the honest truth. I said, me and my sons, we just got a loft, which this is a loft, this is one room. I'm going to have 45 birds in here. And I told them, I said, I'm only going to have like 42 to 45 birds and everything like that, but I want to fly them and everything and underneath the Araña Boys. And I told them the truth. I said, as a man, if it would start becoming a problem to where we start getting a bunch of birds that start maybe dominating the top of the page on race day, that I would even back off and only maybe, instead of sending 20, I'd only send 10. Because like I said, I don't want to, this is a hobby. To me, it's not all about winning. I don't care. Winning is nice, you know, it's awesome. But the honest truth is, it's all about performing. It's all about seeing if the pigeons are any good, or what you put together and what you create, if it's going to be dud, or if it's going to be a racing stud. That's what it all comes down to. That's what's most fun is on Saturdays or Sundays, whichever day you race, sitting in the backyard, and who's it going to be? You know, what pair is going to throw that baby that you're clocking and racing with like all the time? That's honestly what this pigeon stuff has always been about to me. Sitting in the backyard with my dad and my mom sometimes, and just, waiting and anticipating the birds coming in. And sometimes, we would pick, you know, dad would pick a bird, mom would pick a bird, my sister would pick a bird, and I would pick a bird, and see which ones came home first. I mean, there's so much awesome stuff to pigeon racing that doesn't necessarily involve winning. Just being able to compete and seeing your birds come home in race time sometimes, it's just fantastic. And sometimes the races are all different. Sometimes you'll get that fast one where you might get your butt kicked. Or sometimes you'll get that rough one where you don't get as many birds home as you would like to, but it's racing. Every week is different, and all these pigeons are different. And I'm just really stoked that me and my boys get a chance. We're gonna have this second team, and as you can see, they're pretty. I got a bunch of podheads. I got a few spacemen. Man, I'm so excited to fly some of these. I even got like that one right there. This guy right here. That's the strain maker. Phantom Wolverine. I can't wait to see what that guy can do, man. You start. Some guys start in January. Some guys start in February. Me, I started at the end of the February because my dad was sick. My dad got sick with the COVID, and we weren't sure if we were going to be able to do it. But he gave me the reins, and now I have a 45 young bird team ready to train for the Araña boys, Dakota, Dante. Maybe even I can get Dominic. It would be awesome if I can get all three of my sons to come over here and participate. It'd be fantastic sitting in the backyard, because I'm going to be recording live all the races. And what this also means is, now that I'm flying this second team, that is whenever I do my live races, there's 40 birds coming to this loft. 40 pigeons coming to the Araña loft on race day. And you know what the awesome thing is as we look at the original, the main racing loft there, which is what is going to be raced under the Araña loft, because that's going to be my dad's team, although I'm going to be the one that handles and trains and does all, dad's going to do the feeding and everything like that, but this is his squad, and then we got my squad right there. So they are in different lofts, which is another thing that they can't. The thing is whenever we start the racing season, I have 100 bands. Dad has 800 bands. We can't swap. I can't ship any 800 bands to a race because they're my dad's pigeons. We can't swap pigeons, even though they're all my pigeons. As far as the team and the racing goes, they're the Araña boys, and they're on one squad, and then these are the Araña loft, and they're one squad, which is really cool. I mean, I'm down with that, but man, like I said, I bred all these awesome pigeons to go back to the time machine, Wolverines. I got Sharkies, Hornets. We got Leo Hermans, Gino Click. I mean, I got so many different bloodlines that I need to test. And this year is so awesome that we're going all the way to Bristol. And I know, what's Bristol? Bristol, 350 miles for a young bird race. Yeah, so I'm going to get to test all these strains up to 350 miles. 350 miles, that's a one-loft race, pretty much. And having a second team, I get to figure out which bloodlines are going to handle that 350, because our young bird season is going to go. And this is my dad's squad. He's loaded. He's got almost twice the birds that I got in the Araña boy loft. But we got to test all these strains and see which ones are going to work on the 350, because this year we go the last three races is 250, 300, and then the 350. So back to back to back. So we're going to get to test a lot of these, like Wolverines, Time Machines, Sharkies, which we already know they pretty much work, but now we get to try and prove it. So we're really excited. I get to race all these pigeons. It's gonna be awesome. But like I said, this is gonna be my dad's squad. And you know, you see our squad, and it's gonna be 40 pigeons on race day coming home live. So we're gonna get a lot of action. But the cool thing is, the funny thing is I'm gonna have to figure out the angle, because with having them birds come in, the only problem is Dad's birds are gonna go to this loft. You know, so we get birds to come in. Araña boys, my sons, their birds are gonna go to that loft. So whenever a bird comes in, it's not only gonna be like, oh yeah, we got a bird, but whose is it? You know, it's gonna be exciting for pretty much 3 generations of Arañas, because you're gonna have my dad, you're gonna have me, and you're gonna have my sons out here in the backyard, live streaming pigeon racing. I mean, it's gonna be fantastic, because you can see how far apart our teams are. And then, like I said, if we only get one bird in, it's gonna be funny, because I don't know, you guys don't know much about my dad, but I guarantee you, if we get one bird in and he ends up going over there and not over there, he's gonna mess with me and joke on me the whole time. Got you. It's gonna be fun. So, very good news today. We're definitely gonna be racing the second team. I'm super pumped about that. Super pumped. So here we go. I already put the training thing out, get them out on the landing board. They've only been in there for like 4 or 5 days, but super excited here at the Araña Loft. So there you go. Second team approved. How awesome is that? I get to race pigeons with not only my dad, but I get to race with my sons too. That's fantastic. I hope everybody out there is having a great week. Either way, go out there, do something good for someone, and the good will come back to you. Spidey's out.